Now we've seen the social media module and how easy it is to run very optimized automated campaigns throughout the different social media. It's time to think of the search engine. Search engine campaigns is very important because it attracts the users who are searching for a specific product, aka high intent users. Your ability as a brand to capture these users is linked to your presence in the search engine and the display for Google. So you need to know how to create Google campaigns that exhibits your products effectively across the different placements of Google. In Google, you have multiple ways to reach your audience, whether it's in display, in smart shopping, YouTube, or the many different placements that Google can offer. Google campaigns are notorious to be very complex in terms of the setup and the structure itself. This stops most of the merchants to carry out effective Google campaigns. Part of the reason why Google campaigns is complex is because Google works with assets. You need to send products in a very organized fashion based on the requirements that Google necessitates. And then the other part is related to the setup for the campaign itself. In Google, it's setup oriented, which means you have to make sure that your setup is well optimized in order for Google to carry out the work it needs to do in order to attract the right users for you. One of the key elements for Google campaigns is the product feed, which is how you can send the products for Google to make sure that it's displayed across the network. Remembering the catalog intelligence, one of its core things that we've discussed earlier is the taxonomies. That's for one. Second thing is sending the product catalog to Google to make sure it's well synced with all its different attributes such as the description, the tags, keywords, and so on, so that you allow Google to do its job. We'll see now how you can run highly effective campaigns on your search engines using ConvertedIn without the need of complex understanding of all the background hassle that happens through Google. When you go to ConvertedIn and then hit Search Engine Campaigns, you'll find ConvertedIn supporting 3 different types of campaigns. One, Google Dynamic Search, Google Performance Max, and Google Standard Shopping. Let's see how you can run Google Standard Shopping campaign initially. You start by creating a campaign, and then you only need to set up the budget. And that's it. You'll be surprised. Do I need to provide any additional information to run the campaign? Which is a great question. Well, as I said before, Google works in terms of assets. When you provide Google the right information with the right product, you only need to do it once and for all. ConvertedIn helps you to do this effectively. So when you add a new product to your catalog, ConvertedIn will sync it to Google Ads so that it's displayed to the relevant user. Let's say you have a product that is out of stock. Automatically, this will be taken away from your campaigns. So as you can see, you only need to make proper setup and proper sync between your e-commerce and Google. That's why what you see here is just specifying the budget. Once you specify the budget, you can have all your product catalog in Google Smart Shopping campaigns without the need of making any additional effort. Let's take another campaign type, which is Google Dynamic Search, allowing you to appear in the search engine as search items. Here you have the different types of dynamic search campaign. You can just edit it with the right budget and then name the campaign, and that's it. And then what happens is you will be able to link all your products with Google Dynamic Search. So for example, if someone is searching for a specific product and it happened to be in your catalog, automatically this will appear as a sponsored ad and the URL will appear in the first search result or second or third, depending on your ad quality. Now you've seen how easy it is to run complex Google advertising, whether it's on the search or Google Smart Shopping. However, Google recently rolled out a very specific type of campaign which leverages multiple placements through its network. And this type of campaign is called Google Performance Max. From the name, it tried to maximize the performance of your advertising across the different placements for Google. However, Google Performance Max requires certain assets in order to be performing well. Your ability as a merchant to populate these assets and provide the relevant information for Google to populate its different requirements will determine a lot the efficiency of your Performance Max campaigns. If you have done Performance Max campaigns before, you will see how complex it is to be run through Google, and it usually requires a lot of setup and technical expertise in order to maximize the performance for the campaign. Now let's see how it can be easily done from ConvertedIn. When we go to the search engine campaigns, we hit Google Performance Max. You run create a campaign. You'll find ConvertedIn is asking you for some information. This information is needed to maximize the performance of your PMax campaigns. You'll find you need to specify the daily budget, upload your logo, and then select the country that you would like to advertise in, and then the long headline, which allows you to write down the caption of your ad. And then you'll find secondary information that is really important to complement the assets for your PMax campaigns. First one is headline 1, 2, and 3, and the description 1, 2, and 3. Allow me to take a minute here to explain why this is important. In Google PMax campaigns, it requires multiple variations for your ad in order to experiment, that's for one, and display it into the different placements for Google. This requires some information from your site in order to allow Google to experiment and make sure that the different combination is well set up. ConvertedIn helps you to gather all this information in an optimized fashion and make sure that you stick to the regulations and requirements from Google to make sure that your ad is top performing. Additionally, Google advertising works with the ad rank, which means the quality of your setup will determine your quality of your performance. Meaning, if you populate the information in the format that Google requires, making sure that all things are made in an optimized fashion, your rank will tend to be more optimized and the cost per click will tend to be lower and lower. That's why it's very important to make sure that your Google campaign setup is made and optimized for the maximum ad quality. Higher ad quality means lower costs. Lower ad quality means higher costs. And usually the problem with Google is that you can run a campaign, but you tend to see a lot of poor performance. This happens because the information synced with Google are either insufficient or they do not meet the requirements from Google. And eventually, e-commerce tend to see higher costs for their Google ads. On the bright side, Google campaigns are very crucial for e-commerce because it targets high-intent users. Those are users who are searching actively for the products you're selling. If you're not able to capture those users, then there is a big opportunity for you as a brand and you're missing it. ConvertedIn with the proper setup and the easy, seamless integration with Google, you can see that you can launch multiple Google campaigns to make sure that your exposure to the high-intent users are well set up and the ad quality is mostly optimized. This will help you to display your products effectively across every placement for Google and at the same time making sure your cost per click is as minimum as possible.